Good morning. I'm John Hoyt, and I'm continuing this series on the fundamentals, the pillars of security, and tactics that you can implement today that will make a difference at home, at work, wherever. And I wanted to talk about patching. And everybody kind of has an idea of what patching is, and they usually, they probably know or more familiar with it when like their phone tells them there's an update and they have to download the update and reboot their phone and go through that process. And yeah, it is time consuming sometimes. It can be a bit of a pain just having to wait for it to come back and go through that process. But it's very important. And people probably have told you that before, right? But why don't we do that? Why don't we patch? I think it's a couple of different things. I think we have that mentality of it's not going to happen to me. I'm not going to get exploited because I didn't patch. I'm not going to have hackers are going to beat down my door because I didn't update the latest version of whatever. And it is, it is time consuming, and it is a process. They call it a patch management process, and that's because you really are never done, right? And it's ongoing. And I call it like the janitor work is to clean up. But imagine you didn't hire your cleaning person or your janitor, or you didn't clean your home, right? And the first day is not too bad. Second day is not too bad. First week, after a week, you might begin to notice it. It's even more hidden with patching, but it's still building up. If you're not patching, it's like somebody cleaning up, or they're not cleaning your office, and over months, you forget to do that. Well, it may not be as visible as trash piling up in the corner, and the bathrooms are reeking, but it's very similar. It's very similar in the technical realm, because that stuff is still building up. It's a snowball effect. And if you aren't disciplined about that process to just continually do the work, continually patch, continually fill the holes in the ship. And I do kind of envision it as like a ship. And you have a ship that's on the ocean, you're moving along, but it's constantly has leaks and holes. And if you don't maintain those holes continually, the ship will sink. And it will probably sink because somebody has taken advantage of those holes and sunk in your ship and caused you grief because you missed that, or you didn't keep up with it, you didn't maintain it. And it's not hard to do. That's the thing. People put it off because it can be cumbersome, but it's not hard typically. And sometimes it's harder, depends on the application and how much is involved, and you have to schedule everything and work with the customers and all that. But trust me, you'd rather have downtime that you dictate than downtime that somebody else dictates upon you, right? And so it's usually one of those things where people don't worry about it. It's not going to happen to me. It's accumulating. The trash is accumulating in the corner. The ship has more holes in it, and they just don't realize it is slowly sinking. And then all of a sudden, something happens, and they realize they've not been doing that process and keeping it up. And then it's a wake-up call. Why haven't we been patching? Why haven't we been cleaning up? Why haven't we been plugging those holes? Well, it just wasn't a priority, right? In a business, if it's not making money, if it's not, causing revenue to be generated, it's usually not the top of the list. But if it impacts your customers or impacts your users that can't work with customers, then it is costing you money. And it's just good hygiene, keeping everything above board and keeping that ship afloat. It's just good hygiene. And, you just all you have to do is just Just do it and have a regular routine and communicate that routine so that everybody knows, that, hey, this week or this day of the week or this every 2 weeks or even this month, this day of the month is patch day. And there's going to be some downtime, or there could be some downtime because maybe it's after hours, whatever. But let everybody know, communicate it so they get used to that culture of, oh yeah, that's right, today's patch day. No big deal. You just get used to it. They might complain about it, but get over it, right? They'll get used to that routine. So, just help keep the ship afloat. So all it takes is a little bit of maintenance, a little bit of grunt work every now and then. It's not every day, but it is something that you have to keep up and just be disciplined about. And the good news will be you won't have those major issues and major breaches because you will have kept your stuff clean. And really, ideally, what will happen is somebody will be probing you or checking you for vulnerabilities, and they'll move on to the next person because they didn't find anything that was like easy to take advantage of. They'll just move on, and that's a good problem. That's a good thing. I mean, you don't wish it on the next guy or the next person, but the good problem is that they can just move on because you're not an easy target. You're making yourself less of a target in doing this. So that's it for today. Just keep those patches going, keep the maintenance, have a good schedule, and you will reap the rewards. It will be a good thing. So thanks again for watching. I hope this is helpful and useful, and have a good day.